Welcome to EJH Bridge Cars. So it's a beautiful sunny day here in California, and so I'm going to do some more work on the TR2. So I thought I'd give you an update. We managed to find some Dogleg panels from Rimmer Brothers in the UK, and I've pulled the one off the right-hand side of the car, and it's starting to get ready to fit the new piece in. So I thought I'd give you a look. So this is the part of the car where I cut it out. You can see it was all spot welded along this edge. Here the metal folds over and it looks like it was brazed probably, or perhaps welded, and then it was leaded and then spot welds up along this curve. From here on up had no attachment, and then here's where the actual seam was, and you probably can't see it, but you can feel they actually hammered this to depress it, and then they leaded over the joint. So this is the original Dogleg panel that I cut out. You can see here where I drilled out all the spot welds all the way along this edge down to the B post. And this was welded or brazed on and then lead filled. So I found the easiest way to do this was to do it like you would a door skin and grind it right at the edge here until you see the other piece of metal. You see the seam, and then you just stop there so you don't want to grind away at the other lower section. And then it will peel off. And then of course the bottom of this was missing. And then this is the side to the fender well, and you can see where I drilled out the spot welds for that as well. And we're going to have to make some flange because this is missing here. It's also missing on the inner fender. But fortunately, there's some of the holes are still here, so I can at least get a reference to where there should be in the new sheet metal. And this is where it's going to have to get a piece welded in. Also dry fitted the floor. It's not welded in, but it fits in. And the paperwork when you buy these, it says that they leave it a 1/4 inch long at this back edge, and it's exactly what I found, because right here at the corner the sheet was an inch too long. So I've bent it up, and I'm still about a 1/4 inch too long, and so it's sort of hanging up on the toe board, but that's going to be easy enough to fix right up there. I need to cut a piece to fill in that back square, which is what they did in the factory as well. It's just a piece of flat tin. Also fix the toe board here in the passenger side footwell. That would take about 3 or 4 inches off the bottom and add a piece of steel, and then that gets welded onto the new rail. And also saved the headboard here, but I had to cut the flange off, so I replaced that with a piece of angle. So this is the transmission side of that toe board. You can just see the spot welds here. I think hopefully it's so much better to use the spot welds. It's so much faster, and you don't have to grind anything. And that's how most of this was held together originally, so I think it's fine. I also took the wire wheel and some cleanup pads and cleaned up the rust on the inside of this cavity. It wasn't too bad considering it's 69 years old now. And then I put some phosphoric acid in here just to seal it up. It didn't look too bad. I also had a problem with a couple of these capture nuts. The bolts broke off in them, but now I had access because they were sticking through about 3/4 inch. A little bit of heat, a little bit of penetrating oil, and they came right out, which is pretty nice. So I'll be able to reuse those. I'm just going to run a tap through, make sure they're clean. And then I got a couple of new cages. I don't have to weld in to that lower section where it's all rotted away because they were just too far gone to save. I also cleaned up along these inside edges here. This all looks, surprisingly solid up here. I get so used to seeing so much pock marking and heavy rust on the lower portion of the car. It's surprising how clean it is up the top in this sort of hidden section. I think the biggest problem with this car was that it sat in a field with no roof, had carpets in it, there were clothes laying in it, a bunch of other sort of trash, and it kept everything wet. So between the moisture on the top and the moisture coming in from the bottom, really just rotted it out. You can see here how frilly it is. That's the head of the side rail. It's really kind of nice having the floor in here. I get so used to seeing it with a big gaping hole. Probably noticed that I lost the audio portion of these film files, so thanks for watching. I'm doing a lot of welding and grinding, so it's not very interesting to film, so just trying to keep you updated on the progress. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.